Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good vibes, good energy, good people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Also, if you guys want to support my brand, it's Inspired by Dreams shop, and that's the place to go to get your drip on. We got a lot of new hoodie drops, and tomorrow I'm going to be dropping another new jacket set to match with your sweat. So you guys stay on the lookout for the new drops. And yeah, thank you for all the support, you guys. I love you guys. And let's just jump right into it. Today is a beautiful day in NYC. It's cold. It's very chilly out. So you guys got to wear, dress correctly so you don't get sick. And you wouldn't end up in these situations. You have to take medications all over the place because you're not feeling well. Okay, today let's just set it off, man. Congratulations to ASAP Rocky. Congratulations. I watched the case and had my fingers crossed on this one, and I was hoping he got out. And now I can say what I wanted to say. When it comes down to ASAP, really, you might as well take the ASAP off your name. Just go ahead and start taking it right off your name. Erase it right off your name. This is what I've been talking about. You guys know this. I always talk about, real friends and, people that you have surrounding on your everyday life. Now, when it comes down to this whole situation, I always felt like, I couldn't say too much because the case, it was still, all eyes and ears were open, and I didn't want to mess with the case. A lot of times you just got to wait to, express how you really feel, and that's just how it is. Okay, and much love you much, Rihanna, and I got love for you, ASAP, you already know. Family for life. So with this ASAP and this Relly thing, I just felt like, it was a play on trying to get some money out of ASAP because he probably felt like at a point that their friendship, it was going to shreds, and at this point, there's no other way out. This is it for him, and he felt like this. Now, whatever ensued or whatever may be, you got to realize, man, even in court, his attitude towards was very aggressive, and you could tell that he painted the picture of exactly what could have happened. I think that played a lot in the case too, because he looks like the aggressor. So whether or not it was a prop gun, a real gun, whatever, in defense, he's gonna, Rocky was gonna defend himself like any man should. So I'm really happy that Rocky beat the case and he gets to go home to his family, as well as Relly, he gets to go home to his family, and it ends here. Hopefully this is where it ends, and you can cut ties from this point on, and you guys go and live your life, because you have families and everybody that had their fingers crossed praying for. This is one of the outcomes where I feel happy with it, and I feel like being that nobody was severely hurt, this is something that can go on, and we can get this out of our minds, out of the air, because it has been solved. This is what I mean by solved, and I'm happy for ASAP. Beautiful family, lovely kids. He just the way he expressed himself, and he just jumped towards his wife. I feel like everybody instead should take that and realize what true love's all about. Standing behind the people. She was right. Rihanna was right there, had his back all the way through, and just standing behind her man and just letting him know that no matter how the outcome turns out, she was going to be there for him. It made it that much more of an ultimate love story. So I really appreciated that. The jury, and they each, as the days went on with this case, it started to get a little messy, but then I started to realize, eventually people's character plays out. As long as it keeps going, you'll see somebody's character plays out. And I do have some I have some thoughts on character and some things to bring to you guys on that situation, just to help you guys out if you have any problems or questions about that or building your character. I do have some things about that for you. Next, I wanted to talk about is Diddy. Now, I've seen another recent allegation of this. It was a female. She was married, you guys, and she was saying that Diddy, he abused her. And some of the story, it kind of goes like this. She was saying she ended up in, she at least told Diddy that she was married. I don't know why she felt like that would be something that would make a man say, because you have to realize not every man is going to have the utmost respect when it comes down to you saying that, I'm married. If some guys feel like if you're sitting there, standing there talking to them and you're married, why are you still there talking? So her story is that, that Diddy had in a room, and she drank a drink and she started getting woozy, and then she wanted to lay down, and she went to lay. Diddy helped her to the room, and she started to lay down, and Diddy was trying to pull her shoes off. She said, and she said that that she didn't want her shoes to get pulled off, and then Diddy started tussling with her. She said, and he aggressively took advantage of her. Now my whole thing is, she said she also woke up, so she was claiming that she was drugged as well. My whole thing is with her story. I have no, I'm not doubting anybody's story. I'm not here to do that. But what I do want to say, she didn't mention any mentions of telling her husband. She said she told Diddy that she was, married, and then Diddy, still was going at her. And my whole thing is, after this situation happened, and after you ended up going through this with Diddy, why didn't you tell your husband? Because people don't understand what the true meaning of love really is. It's not hiding the things that will hurt somebody. It's actually letting people know what is going on in your life. If you have a husband, why didn't you tell him? And if so, why didn't you guys go to police or authority because that was his wife? This is not your girlfriend. This is not somebody you just picked up. You're saying that you're married and a man did something to you. Why didn't you tell your husband? You can't say that, oh, because you thought that it was going to end the relationship. Because number one, if somebody forcefully did something to you, your husband should have that much of an understanding to know that, it's not going to be, it wasn't like he was forcing himself on them. They forced himself on you. So that right there, I had a little question. So I would really love to hear more details on what really happened in that situation, because that right there, you're supposed to at least tell the person that you love, the person you're sleeping with, so you can have some kind of stability in your life and know that somebody has your back. If you're just going to sit there with those thoughts inside of your head, not only does that make the marriage that much worse, but now your husband, you're keeping things back from your partner. It's like you don't understand what the whole marriage thing is about. It's not about worrying about if you guys are gonna break up because this situation happened. It's more about understanding what the situation is, letting your partner know, and you guys coming to some terms of trying to figure it out or try to get this by authority or something. Because you guys, I put up a video last night at 10 p.m. It's very important. I want you guys to really check it out. And it's on sex trafficking. And the little things people don't understand about it is, it's just, let's put it in like a hustling terms. Like how you have a street hustler, then you have the distributor, you have the guy, the guys overseas. You have different levels to hustling, different levels of being a drug dealer. It's the same thing as sex trafficking. In sex trafficking, you're gonna have the runners, the people that's gonna try to gather these people. They, in some instances, there'll be about 20 people after one person, so it gets very dangerous. Then you have the people on the upper level, which they're rich people, and they buy into these dirty acts, and they want to pick out certain females that have been trafficked, and they're paying millions and millions of dollars behind the scene. But what comes with the richer clientele, what rituals. And if you guys don't know what rituals are, they have to do sacrifices, maybe family sacrifices, sacrifices of other people. And it's just because sacrifices, as much as you think that, YouTube makes it sound demonic, what it's doing is sacrifices is trying to build a trust within these wicked ways. So in other words, if somebody else knows what you're doing and you know what they're doing, you have a trust within each other that if you say something about me, I say something about you. And these rituals are being held behind the scenes while people don't know what's going on. So this business of sex trafficking, don't just think it's just flying somebody overseas or flying them to your hotel and you guys get in an argument, and it's deeper than that, you guys. I want you guys to understand that. That's just one level of it. The richer you are, there's different things that you have to do in that industry to keep your name from being, in the public's eye. And that's the reason why you're seeing a lot of people getting in trouble for this sex trafficking, and you're seeing this term being brought up more from 2024 up to 2025 now. And that, I just wanted you guys to open your minds and understand that it's deeper than you think. In this video, it shows that, some females on the gas tanks, they put tissues with things, when they touch it, they pass out, and then they end up in places. It's very, very crazy. I even had one video I couldn't put up for you guys, but I can tell you the story of the person because it was somebody else's content. Okay, so one person, this one girl, she was getting into an argument, like she had a rough household. In other words, her family or whatever was going on, it was toxic at her household. So she wasn't agreeing with her family, but she was at a young age, but old enough to, run out there and think that she can be on her own. Mentally, no, but physically, yes. So she goes out there, she starts living with a friend, a best friend, she supposedly be a best friend, and they start living in a hotel. Now her friend, now she starts realizing her best friend is strung out on a lot of drugs, she's on meth and all sorts of this stuff, type of silly stuff. And now her friend is running out of money because those type of drugs take all of your money, and those drug dealers, they're gonna take it until you're down to zero. So now she has no money, has no way out, and she wants a route to get these drugs. The drug dealers that were dealing with her, they were also dealing with sex trafficking. And they told her if they exchange her friend for they'll give her more drugs. And would you believe, just because of the addiction, she did that. So now they're in a hotel and they get a knock on the door. She comes out, and then when she turns her back, they put the swab or whatever on her. She passes out and she wakes up in Oklahoma. So now she's in Oklahoma and they got her doing all sorts of stuff. This thing went deep. It's just plain ridiculous. We have to understand that a lot of people have nieces, nephews, and some people just want to do harm to people. It's not fair, it's not right, and I'm not with it. If you want to sleep with somebody, you got to put in the work to date and do whatever you have to do to get with that person. If it doesn't work out for you, hey, find somebody else. Maybe a lot of these people, especially when it comes down to social media, you want to find somebody that looks like Kim Kardashian. All you got to do is look on social media. Everybody want to look like everybody. So you have no excuses of trying to take something from somebody that doesn't want to give it to you. That's number one. And I was just trying to, you guys got to really go check that video out, share it out to your friends, let people know about it, keep people aware of this situation, and let people know that it's deeper than we think. It's not just scooping somebody up after school, man. It's deeper than that. You know, some families never get their loved ones back again. Yeah, good morning, good morning. What's up? Let me see. Arden, what's up, man? What's up? What's up? Love, 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 love. I was just speaking on a video that I had dropped last night. I want you guys to check that out. And I will be dropping a new video. I think I might be dropping a video today at 12 p.m. I have to really check it out and see if all the edits and everything is in there. But another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, did you guys hear about Lil Tjay? And they're saying that Lil Tjay, he's banned from Madison Square Garden. And look, listen, you know, for the youth coming up, you don't want to, you do not want to mess up your opportunities with these venues, because this is going to be the bulk of your money. Whether you're hot today or not tomorrow, this is going to be these venues are the things that keep artists alive when social media, if anything should happen on shutdown and you want to touch your fans, these are the venues that you want to keep your work at and you want to keep your music around. So do business with these venues. And just not having, you know, the rights to go back in Madison Square Garden tells me that you don't conduct yourself. And I'm not, there's no disrespect, because I really like Lil Tjay, and I think that as far as like the new artists, he was one of the ones that I always like, man, you know, him, A Boogie, there's a few guys that I felt like, you know, you guys are supposed to be there. You make good music, and it doesn't necessarily just always surround drill music. You know, it kind of covers for the youth. And when I hear their music, I could kind of get an explanation of what the youth is going through and the things through their music. It's very clear, you know, what they're going through. So I do love Lil Tjay's music, and just him, the way you conduct yourself, I would say, as the up and coming artist, you see these mistakes that these older artists are making, you have to build off of that and don't make these same mistakes. You don't want to break ties with people that's going to be paying you for these venues, because when you go viral and your song is very big again, you're going to need a venue that's going to hold. So Madison Square Garden is a pillar in New York City. That's not a place that I would want to not be able to, you know, perform. That is also, that would be a place that you could put on your bucket list. So try to get, you know, when it comes down to your business, you make good music, but it's all about the business. You have to remember that into that. How you conduct yourself, how you present yourself, it's gonna, whatever you, if you have a crew of people that they don't respect your job and they're coming around, they're beating guys up, or beef is happening while you're trying to get your work off, you got to know you got to start shedding off some of that weight, man. You got to start realizing that, you know, this is something you want to do. This is your dream. This is something that you have to focus in on and try to be at the best at it and be presentable. Just be presentable. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I just hopefully, you know, maybe that's just like just a for now thing, but you don't want to mess up like radio spots and things like that. These are the places that count for the bulk of the listeners in your music. I know you have YouTube and other ways of getting around, but you don't want to just wipe everybody out. You want to keep all options open just in case, because the way the industry right now is going is very shaky. A lot of people are getting sued. A lot of people are trying to fight for their ownership. You don't want to be, you want to be in a place where when things start changing and the structure starts developing in a different way, you want to be right on the cusp of it. So don't give up on that just because of Madison Square Garden, what you got going on. Just take it, learn from it, and start building relationships with the people that matter instead of the people outside that can put you in a place where it's going to mess up your career, in other words. Oh, I want to give a rest in peace. Hold on. Okay, so we have, okay, this is a one of my favorite movies of all time. I told you I'm a movie junkie. House Party. So I think it's the guy. Okay, for all my old school and all everybody that or everybody that came up and know this movie, House Party, the original. I think it's his name is. Let me see. His name is, I believe, Gene Groove. Gene Groove Allen. I believe that's, if you remember the two guys that were dancing when they had the the I could say the dance rival battle in the kitchen. The two guys that were dancing, he was one of them. He's the one that passed out after he was doing the Kid and Play. Rest in peace to him, man. House Party was something that I wouldn't say it shaped our lives, but it's something that gave us like this loving feeling of just coming together as a community. It was all about, everybody from your school, even the bullies, everybody in your neighborhood, they all came to this house party. And you're looking at the right person, because when I was a kid, I threw house parties every year, 2 a year. My mom, she was into us having great birthday parties. So everybody from our school, they would come to the house. We have this big house party. We do 2 a year. Even our neighborhood, all our friends. So it was always, I remember those days, and it meant so much. And yeah, man, House Party was one of those movies that I might even throw it on and watch it randomly here and there, because it's not just about the dancing. It's all about the community, how people came together for the culture. You had Martin Lawrence, he was the DJ. Kid and Play was the main actors. They had a lot of people, Tisha Campbell. There was a lot of people in there that's very successful to this day, and a lot of people that we keep in our hearts because the movie was so good. It just made us feel like, everyday, just the everyday average friendships and things we experience at school. That movie, it just covered everything. So rest in peace to him, man. And I just feel like, in these times we're getting older and people are passing away, but we never forget, the moments and the times that they made us feel good. So yeah, man, rest in peace. Another rest in peace goes out to, I don't know this person, but you guys probably will know. Her name is, I believe it's Chelsea Reject. Just another rest in peace, man. I don't want to see artists. Artists are human beings, so it's just people in these times. So many things are going on. Let's just keep a strong mental and keep healing energy out to the families that's losing their loved ones. And from this point on, I always say from this point on, because what happened yesterday, we can't change. But from this point on, we can make changes in our lives that can, better structure ourselves and look at things in a different way. A lot of times on social media, we know a lot is going on. I know a lot is going on. We see a lot of things happening. We see planes, a lot of things, but we don't want to make that blurry of us and what life is all about. Life is about experience. If we experience these things, we learn from these things, we build on these things, and we start realizing that these things we can stop at least a percentage or more of it happening, just knowing the people in position, the people that's operating, just knowing where their mental and everything is at. We have to start being more, because you got to remember, social media took our social lives out of us. Even if when we go to work, we're not as social because we have things to do. So we have to start getting that socializing back into society, so that more of these accidents, you'll see a drop in the rate, because we are no longer. It's just like if you see a celebrity on social media and then you see him in person and you start looking, and then after a while it's like your lens just clears up and you're like, oh, they're regular people too. but for that moment, being that you're just seeing them, it's the same thing. So we want to get our socializing skills back up, and we want to start realizing and asking people, how are you doing? You know, really, how you doing? Like, what's up with you? You good? Like, everything good at your house? You know, for the people that you love, try to be more conversational about the things that mean more, instead of saying, you know, who won the game last night? You know, try to get to know your people and a little bit more, because you'd be surprised how many friends are friends and they don't know a damn thing about each other. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. How long have you been doing live broadcasts? Oh, live broadcast. Let me see now. That's a good question. I started. It's really, this is probably going on for like a year now. I've been doing the live podcast, and I'll be honest with you. I didn't really like my channel. I had another channel, and it was just like, it was pertaining to like gossip and stuff, and I don't know. It had like 23,000 subs on it. One video had went viral, and it just messed up the whole channel. You guys don't even know. It just messed up the whole channel. I have anxiety. It was just, the money was good, but at the end of the day, everything was all messed up, and I had to fix so many things, you know? And I said, I'm gonna start a new channel, and just the way my life was turning, I said I didn't want to come on here and just say anything or just anything about anybody, because I was going through things myself at my anxiety. And I said, let me start these lives and let me see if I can build up a channel and build it up like that. And I started doing, I had to figure out what I was going to bring to you guys. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to give it to you like how I think and how I see things. And I started my thing. It was about a year, and I started doing it. And I tried to do the everyday thing, but it started becoming like I have so many other things outside that I'm doing as well. So I couldn't do it. So I had to set my schedule. And I said to myself, you know what? It's not going to be easy jumping on here and trying to explain to people that I'm a person that, it's not like I came from the worst. I'm a person that I've been to certain places, I've been to certain heights, and I started to analyze, and I said, you know what? It's not really what people think it is. And I know a lot of people, and I just wanted to give that explanation. So as I started building, it just clicked with me that, you know, why am I here, and the reason why I should help people and let people know who I am. And it's been a year now. I feel I'm happy with it. You know, nowadays when you're speaking on like positive stuff and things like that, it might not move as quickly, but you know, I wasn't really, I used to just talk to like one or two people, you guys, one or two people, and I was good with that. I mean, you know, there'll always be other bigger channels and things like that, but I knew if I touch one person, and maybe some people tuning in and they take what I say and implement it in what they had going on, I knew my word would spread around regardless. And then within that, they always have some good people like, no, I heard it from him, and this is where I always was checking for him. And I knew that would build up to it, and my channel started to grow, and here I am. I'm just giving you guys, you know, my intake. But it's been fun. Sometimes it gets overwhelming depending on what's going on, but yeah, and to be honest with you guys, it's also helpful for me, because like this helps me in a way. It helped me look at things different, become a better person by just helping people and things like that. Because every time I tried to, I was at a point in my life where I'll find like the wrongs out of things, and I'll be so aggressive and want to do something, and I had to like break out of that and just break out of that type of thinking and realize that life is really what you make it. Regardless of what's going on out there, life is actually what you make it. I started building and trying to get myself back together, because my anxiety took a lot out of me. It took a lot out of me, man. You're talking about a guy that it's just, you know, I was just so always socializing with people, and then when that trust is broken, it just gets to a point where you just like, you kind of like I was trying to figure myself out. And every day that's what I'm trying to do, figure myself out and help people figure themselves out along the way. Yeah, that's basically it. So I hope that helps you understand. You know, I did it for about a year now. It still feel good, you know, when it doesn't feel like, if I don't feel like you guys are tuning in or liking what I'm saying, I'll try to switch it up and do something different. But for now, it feels good, and it's helpful for me and a lot of people. I see you guys' comments and y'all appreciate them, so that's why I come here and do. Another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, did you see, so Papoose and Claressa, I believe they spent Valentine's Day in Hawaii. So this is a you see you know when I just to jump not to be get too gushy about things, but just that's how relationships go, and that's how in these times if people think that like sometimes relationship the person you're looking for might not be the person that you're attracting yourself to, because people can't see what you want by just being there you're being. But there's a language, the love language speaks because of your aura. All of this stuff has to do with your energy and the type of person that you're presenting yourself to be, whether it's you are growing into this type of person that you want to be, because you have people that come from single family homes and they want to grow a family and they're learning it as they go and they don't want to make these mistakes. So it takes a lot of trial and error in this thing that we call life. And I see Papoose and her just, you know, they're taking their little baby steps of what they got going on. And to me, it feels good. It feels good to see that people are still out there trying to love again. Because a lot of these relationships, whether it's not just celebrities, it's regular people too, breaking up and they can't live together anymore because of these little things that they should have picked up on in the beginning. But I see now that people are more looking at who the person is in certain situations than just looking at how they look. And when you start thinking like that, you're gonna find the best person for you. And even Remy, she has her love for Easy, as we only know, as we can see, you know, from whatever been on social media. And I feel like it could probably possibly work out. It could probably, because not jumping off a subject, look at Cardi B, and she has a new boyfriend, as a new man. I hate to say boyfriend, it's just ridiculous, but a new man. And she found, I don't know if it's love yet, but she's building a new love with somebody else. Offset the same. Offset, we heard from time to time that Offset had, you know, other baby mothers, and he probably has another girlfriend, of course. We heard, you know, his situations, how he does. And we seeing that, you know, people are trying to work things, even if they have kids together, a family. There's so many dynamics of building a family. It doesn't necessarily have to be the traditional, you know, way. As long as both parties there, the love is there, the time is there, things gonna work out. Now, if there was a back and forth between two groups, then it's like, wait, hold on, somebody's unsatisfied. It's either you want me or you don't. If you don't want me, that means you don't want to treat me the way I want to be treated. Then I'm going to go over here, and if that fulfills me over here, you cannot be mad because you can't live up to the way I want to be treated. It's common sense. We're not little kids. You know, nobody's going to sit around unless they are really hurt to the point where they can't defend themselves and sit there with this abuse. And when I say abuse, it doesn't have to be physically. It could be mentally. Somebody's aura could make you feel so uncomfortable at work, at your house, that you don't even want to even be your good self or present your good self. You don't ever want to put yourself in a position like that. Your partner's supposed to make you feel good, and both of you guys are supposed to feel like around each other it's just y'all. You're not paying attention to what the world has or the opinion of other people around you. And I feel like, you know, that possibly could be something that could work out for a long time. You never play with love, and if you really love somebody, you would never want to give them up to somebody else if it ain't that. So, you know, when it gets to this point, you know that maybe the first set of relationships that they thought was supposed to be it's not it. And that's okay. That's okay. I feel like that's okay. Remember I told you, love it's a tricky thing. Like, people like, I'm not gonna fall in love, and then when it hits, they're like, y'all can't go out tonight. Yeah, of course, because love is not something that's comfortable. It's something that feels awkward. It's something that you have to work on. It's something that you have to share. It's something that you guys have to build upon. So don't let anybody outside of what you guys got going on this time around, don't bring all of that on social media. You both have a past. Everybody has a past. We're grown here. It's not about the past. It's about what we're trying to do towards the future. We see a lot of people being judged on their past. Only if it's criminal that can be, you know, that could be presentable. But when it's just talking about character, you can't really judge somebody's character like that from their past. You have to really judge their character on the person that they're presenting themselves to be, because life is an ongoing exercise of, you know, building yourself and feeling good about the person that you grew to be. And that's what it's all about when it boils down. Let me see. I have you know who will be, I don't know if they could fight though. I don't know if her and Ali's daughter, Laila Ali's daughter, was able to fight her, but I know they got some beef going back and forth. Oh, healing energy to KC from the legendary group Jodeci. He's healing right now. I've heard that he's out of the hospital and he's back home, and you know, just trying to get himself back together. And healing energy goes out to Jodeci, the whole family, the whole Jodeci family, KC and his family, because we're all getting older, and things are happening. I see a lot of contaminations when it comes down to the food. What we eat plays a big part in how we live. So we never know what's going on in other people's lives. And a lot of people, when it comes to celebrities, top stars, you know, back in the day, the whole lifestyle, the whole regimen of it was unsafe. You know, a lot of drinking habits. And these are the type of things where you're supposed to cut off at some point, but a lot of people, they don't cut them off, and it becomes like a lifestyle of their life. And we know you can't win at that game. You cannot win at, you know, the game of numbing yourself and always, you know, drinking and smoking all the time. You know, you're not gonna win at that game. Nobody ever comes out a winner. Yeah, it do feel good, but at the end of the day, you have to feel good without that to know, you know, what feeling good is all about. So healing energy goes out to KC, man. Yeah. I just wanted to, it's like, in these times, we got to know, you know, a lot of things are happening that we can't explain, and it doesn't necessarily mean that things are happening like in a karma type of atmosphere. Yeah, we do have some things like that when it comes down to the earth, you know, the reaction of how we keep our, like the gas. I remember coming up in school, they was always talking about, you know, just like recycling was a big thing, and you know, pay attention to what you spray in the air, like hair sprays, and that pollutes the air. And there was a whole lot of talk about that. And I feel like we need more of that type of talk and a lot of conversations, so people can see because, you know, if in these times, if we don't see it, we don't, like, it's people ignore it to other things that might have grabbed their attention. And yeah, it is true that, you know, when you don't treat the earth, or are you just spraying chemicals into the air, or oil spilling into the water, these are the things that makes the earth fight back and makes things awkward for us, because then the climate changes and things like that. It hurts us as people. So we got to really pay attention to what's going on, and don't get into the, like, how all these people talk about conspiracy theorists, and don't even worry about that. It's all about research. It's all about you looking into it. Just take a peek, look into it, Google it if you have to, you know, see what's going on around these situations before you start worrying about it, you know, because sometimes people worry about the things that they can't control, and those are the things that end up affecting them. So I don't know. I'm doing all right. Thank you. I'm doing pretty good. Hanging in there. I got today's a good day. It's cold out here in NYC, y'all. It's very cold, but I'm feeling good. My energy's up. I was very happy to see that ASAP he beat the case in it, because I'm sick and tired of seeing just people. It's just like, you know, every solution ain't about canceling people or throwing them away. That's not the solution to everything. Like, some people do so much wicked things that it's scary to put them in society, but I don't feel like this whole canceling stuff, man, it's making me sick to my guts. And I hate when people just point out, like, groups of people and tell them, like, so-and-so, they're this, they're that. How could you tell a whole group of people what they are? Not gonna understand if you talk to somebody as an individual because you probably dealt with them, but you can't just say a whole group of people is this, a whole group of people is that. You see that type of thinking right there? That's the type of thinking that back in the days had people trick their minds and make people do all sorts of wicked things. You don't have to think like that. You just be, I feel like if you want to understand what us as humans and other people's culture is about, every person that you come in contact with, or, you know, have a conversation with, try to bring that into the conversation and try to find out things about other people's culture, instead of just taking it for, like, face value, because it's not like that. It's really not like that. And I would say for everybody, if your parents never implemented religion in your life, it's not a problem that you can't bring that into your family structure and go check it out for yourself. You don't have to, just because you read the Bible, you don't have to be a Christian, or you could read, you could study it. Trust me, when I tell you guys, I'm like I read comic books and things like that. Like I love comic books and you know, like movies and stories and things like that. But some of the greatest stories are from these books. And like I wanted to talk to you guys about this, and it hurt me. This is the first time I heard about it. You guys might have heard about this, but I never knew that. And I want to say this correctly because I don't want to mess up anybody's story. One of my favorite movies, The Matrix. Now, I never knew that movie, and let me say it right. Somebody took somebody else's idea and made that movie, and then they started turning and twisting it around. It was a black woman who made the ideas and the whole Matrix thing, and how they turned, like Neo, and her in her book, it was one, it's spelled different, but they just flipped things around. And I said to myself, I felt real bad because I hate, that's one of the things I fight for. People that come up with these original ideas and they write these books. And I'm not saying that she got compensated for it, because they ended up, she had trademarks and everything, and she had to just prove it in 94 pages of stuff. That's the business side of it. And she did get compensated for it. But I just wanted people to know, when somebody has an original idea, when you steal from them, and let's just say you'd make billions of dollars with their idea. The Matrix is a deep movie that covers about our life and the choices that we make, if for those who like The Matrix. And when you take something from somebody that came up with that original idea, what makes you think that you can make a sequel and make it that much greater than the first laid out idea? Look, let me tell you, as a human being, there's no chance in hell. There is no chance in hell. You might think that you can rewrite somebody's story after the story, but she will be the only one to eclipse it. She will be the only one to write. We want to know from the originator what will be next. The reason why she thought like that, when she was she was like almost a kid prodigy. When she was a little baby, she was telling her parents, not to feed her. And they jumped back because they didn't realize how could you learn how'd you know to say that at such a young age? She was that young, baby saying this. So she has like a prodigy mind. And for those that don't know, we all have superpowers, and she realized hers at a young age. So from that story to Into the Matrix, I would want to hear her part 2 of the Matrix, not these people part 2 that stole it. You get what I'm saying? You can't steal another person's idea and then expect to expand on it. That's all I'm saying. Be truthful. Work with the person. Why do you think like that? What do you mean, The Matrix? And she's the one that created all of this, you guys. While we sat back and watched these people, and people praised at the awards for these people, like they made it. You see, we have to get that out of our lives. We have to start thinking for ourselves, because our natural being is going to create the most original thing if we just dig into what we deeply know and love for ourselves. She had a different, I don't want to hear somebody else take somebody's idea and then they're going to go off and run off with it, because it doesn't feel natural. I want to hear from the prodigy, the woman that when she was a little baby and her mom thought she couldn't even talk, and she splurted out something like that. I want to hear from her part 2 of this Matrix. And that's what makes the Matrix would be much realer, much bigger. So I'm gonna, and just because I heard her, if she has any, I'm going to get the book. I'm getting everything that because I want to see what makes her tick, not the person that took from her. I know what makes them tick. Money, greed, the stuff that we are falling to now, and the stuff that we are taking and getting our behinds whipped from other countries right now is greed. That's what they want. I know what makes these people tick. They're all the same. Money, greed, taken from people. It's like, I'm not the type of person that when I visit Africa, I'm gonna get a chain and then come back and sell it in America. Just that karma. Y'all don't even know that thing is not just, look, you never take from people's culture. You want to learn about somebody's culture, especially like my number one food. I'm West Indian. My number one food is pizza. It's Italian. I love Italians. You have to understand, it's hurting people and hurting their culture when you take from them instead of working with them. Just because you could, put money into people, the prodigies and the real geniuses in this world, And we'll find that this world, we'll be so surprised because we don't know it all. Some people see it different. I want to get the takes from the people that see it different, and so I can get a better understanding of what it is. Not the people that just want us to know how they feel about it. That's a narcissist. That's a person that feels like they just got it all. But money does not make you a genius. You see, the reason why a lot of people get screwed up by that because they don't have a direction of what they want to do in life. So they just point to money and feel like if they get a whole bunch of look, listen, sweetheart, homeboy, you're going to be sitting in a big mansion not knowing who you are. I'm telling you, in the couch by yourself with some females that don't really love you, a fake family around you, people yesing you. You don't want to live that life. You want to be the guy in the hut or the female in that knitting and that everybody's tuning into because you are one of one. You are one of one. Like God put us on this earth to be. You're not like everybody else. You think different. And sometimes that reward for thinking different, it's not gonna be money. It's not gonna be money in that reward. It's gonna be a lot of love, a lot of people that take your story on to a lot of other people. That's worth more than money. That's worth more than money. So pay attention to what's going on in these times today. Everybody wants ownership of nothing. You don't have to run for ownership of something. You have to create something first, and then you own it. You own it. You created it, right? Yeah. You don't have to run and try to take somebody's name because they made it up and make ownership of it, or write a book about I can make you rich when you ain't really gonna make them rich, or you ain't really fixing their mind or really trying to get them on point. You just want profit. I know what makes you tick. I'm trying to tell the people that really ticks off of the things, the creations of God and the things they have up here, what's going to make us tick. We ain't going to get the biggest rewards for it. Trust me, we ain't going to get the biggest rewards for it. But we're going to, behind the scenes, we're going to feel fulfilled. The people with the big pockets, they ain't going to feel how we feel. I'm telling you. They're going to look down on you. They're going to look down on you because you ain't going to be able to have as much or throw up as much money. But they ain't going to know who you are. But the people that come in contact with you, they're going to keep their heads up for you. And they're going to champion you. So when those people try to come in and knock what you got out, they're going to stand up for you. They're going to stand for you. You got to have trust. That's what builds you who you are. Everything else could be, that's why when you see these celebrities fall short, you don't know who their friends, they run off, they ain't got no trust in them. If me and you do something together, why have the whole world got to know? You got to trust me enough to know that if we do this and we sit down and we plan it, we're going to go all the way with it. And that could go in relationships, it could go in life, it goes sports, anything, it's always going to be a winner. But your reward ain't always going to be money. If you're looking for money, you can't, it's going to block you from all the things that God put you on this earth to be. Money going to come. The money going to come. It's going to get there. It's going to get there. And that's the reason why you see a lot of the rich folks, they hiding right now. They ain't wearing their money. They're trying to tuck it in and, yeah, they don't want nobody to know. While the people that think that they got money, they want everybody to know, look at me, look at me. And when we look, we don't see anything. The only people that see something is the people that's lost. When I look, I got to look behind and look up top. What are you trying to show me here? Because these things that they value mean nothing when it comes down to these times of destruction and when things and families are they're breaking apart. Houses of people are losing their jobs. Everything is going on. And what do you mean? You want to look good in this tragedy? We got to do better for each other. That ain't how we going to build. That ain't how we going to build. That ain't how it's going to look, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, man. Ain't every superhero out there got a cape on his back. Always champion the people that got something up here that open your mind to something else, because there's a whole lot of other things that's trying to deceive you. They're getting better and better and better at it every day, baby. Don't you see what's going on? They love that AI is coming out and they can do whatever they want and act. Yeah, because that's good. The AI is going to be the same stuff that's covering them up. So why you think that they're using that to cure things? And yeah, only a certain percentage of people is using it, but the other percentage is using it for destruction. So you got to be aware of that stuff. I told you, it's not about how many planes fall to the floor. It's all about the people that's operating the planes, the people on an everyday basis that has their mental issues or have things going on. Some people got mental issues, they don't even know that. They don't know that. I'm telling you. Some people, they have kids and family and they working their hardest and it's not amounting up to it. While other people throwing money in their ear. It ain't right. It ain't right. It's a time for play and it's a time to be serious. These times are serious. We just got the guy in office and he's signing these things like autographs. Some people not feeling right about it. So they're going on to their everyday. They don't know how to feel. They don't know how to feel. Everybody that's lost, they pointing the finger. You can always tell, pointing the finger because they have no solutions. They can't put it down. And you see, even in a war and destruction and when the fires and the bullets are flying, you still gotta have somebody in the dirt trying to build a blueprint. Okay, we're going here next. You still gotta stay focused. No matter what's going down, we have to stay focused, man. Can't nothing mess with you. You're a human being. There's so many things that come in a human being that no man on earth could make or no woman could. Look, let me tell you, man, we are the technology that we need. Everything else added in, like the pills and all of this drug, all of that stuff is to block you from the things that you don't know how to operate. Once you know how to operate it, you're good. You on the train, you're gone. You're gone. Never to look back. Never to look back. Keep good people around you, man. Sometimes, you know, when you think of the things that you're really mad about, they ain't really that bad. Maybe might be some financial problems you feel, you know, you got to get this or get that. But as God would tell it, things gonna work out. If not, you build up an audience. Tell people your story. Tell people your story. There's a lot of people out there that's trying to hurt people, but there's so many people that's trying to help people too. People tune in. They tune in. Come on. Nah, we have to start. And let me tell you something. You know, it's been like a whole mindset switch. And I'm gonna tell you little things that's a part of this. That the reason make me this Diddy thing. Just knowing that somebody could like present themselves in a way, and then you hear what other people talk about this person, and it turns into this. It makes me say, like, look. Whatever you do, you be that person to do it. Don't hurt people or deceive people to get what you got to get done, because whatever God made for you is what God made for you. You know, regular people have dreams too. Just because you see people going to work, or they might not be just in their being of trying to carve themselves out, because they have other things to do, but it doesn't mean that they don't have dreams. Ask around, you know, just the way he took advantage of people, and it's just like, this is beyond money. This is like a sexual habits mixed in with, like, you know, mental narcissist, and it's like time and time again we see our females, and I don't care what culture you're from, just females in general being taken advantage of, and then everybody jumps online, and they're always the guy with the most money talking about he's the king and he's this and that. And then you listen and see how he treats females, and it's just like, what made you, like, who hurt you? Like, why would you, like, who did that to you? Like, what makes you think that you have to get to this certain point to just start talking down on people and your own people? That the world is watching as you sit there and you cussing out people, and you got your female, she's all out of line and talking about you bad, and your business out in the street. It's like, what's going on though? Like, for real, like, what's going on? Like, we ain't got nothing together where we can keep that. We don't have to put on social media. That's why we ain't gonna ever have nothing. You don't understand there's certain things you bring on social media and certain things you don't. Like, people just got everything out in the street like it's everybody's business. And I'm just like, man, like, there's so many things going on that we have to pay attention to. That beautiful mother that lost her kid couple months back or the year back, you know, she's still hurt, you know, like, you know, she ain't never got back, like, she ain't never really got back, like, she's still hurt, like, on her kid, like, there's somebody else's son and somebody else's daughter passed away, but she's still hurt for her son though, like, she's still in the communities where it's going down at, like, so just going on and just knowing that it's more than a headline, it makes me start thinking, like, man, like, the more this builds up, the more it's going to be a percentage of people that just don't have trust in anything and just can't do anything and put their love in nobody's way, because it becomes captivating. You're captive of this way of life you can get out of that. And it's all because you don't, it's the way you intake your problems and the way things are happening. It's just like, you're not going to be, it's just, you know, as much as we might seem that we could bring everybody in there and we all fight like an army together, it ain't going to be like that. Like I told you, we're going to have to fight our own people and we're going to have to fight them too. And it's just like that, because our misguided people, they're going to be the first ones to jump in the front of the line and say, we representing them, and they ain't the best representation of us. Because they don't got this up here. They got a lot of struggle. They got a lot of hurt that we could understand that part. But when you're talking about what did you do after with that, and how you gonna leave the people with that hurt that you had, they don't got that. All they know how to do is hurt other people. We don't need those people in the front line that's just hurting people. We need the people in the front line that got this, that can talk to people and talk their way out of a war. Those are the toughest people in the world, not the people that could just pull a trigger. Are you kidding me? You know how easy it is to pull a trigger? I mean, the triggers are getting lighter as the years go. Kids pulling triggers, that's easy to do. You just point and boom. That's easy to do. Hurting people is easy to do. That's not a hard thing to do. It's so easy to hurt. It's like, you don't have to be the biggest bully 10 feet tall to hurt somebody. Some people's words cut deep. Make people jump off a bridge and forget about their life because somebody says something to them that they believe in themselves that ain't even true. So don't think that. We got to know how to treat each other in these times or we are doomed. I'm telling you. If you ain't hearing it from nobody else, you're hearing it from me. We're going to be doomed. I don't care if you don't like that person or like that group of people. That's your people. That's your people. You got to understand people and what people are going through to understand how tough and real it is going on out here, man. The people that ignore it, they're going to be the first one hit, but they ain't going to have no direction when they get hit. It's just like you in boxing. If you don't know how to fight, when you take your first hit, you ain't going to want to get hit again, right? And it's going to throw off your whole game. No, but if you've been hit before, you conditioned for it. When that first hit come in, you're ready to hit him back. See if he could take your hit. That's what life is about. Not the BS people think you just take a hit and you always win. No, you don't always win. You don't always win. You're going to take a loss here and there. You're going to take a loss. If you ain't taking a loss, ain't nobody want to listen to that story. You get it? That ain't a good story because people can't relate to that. We take losses in life. The people that try to put their life like it's perfect are the people that's most deceiving you, and they're the people that have the most problems and behind the scenes. Us as regular people, we go through problems almost every single day. There's always something that's going on that we don't like or something that, you know, in our family we could do better at. It's always something that we could fix. So when you act like you ain't got that, then nobody want to believe in anything else you got going on. Nobody want to buy your products now. What are you talking about? You telling me I put this on my face is going to do what? No, it ain't going to make me smile. So why am I putting that on my face? I could smile without that stuff. So wake up and understand that there's people out here that's willing to hurt you and smile in your face, and there's people out here that's not really saying too much that can help you. Stop looking at people and just don't label the people. You never know. You never, ever know. You see how when that man get in office, you see how many people think that the racist is the thing to be now. You ain't nobody. You ain't nobody. You're the same people that hurt my people. Why would I look at you and think you? I see right through you. Then I see there's some loving white people that don't love that stuff that's going on, that understand the struggles that we went through. And I don't knock them because they doing what they can do. Life is hard. It's not easy. Life is hard. Life is hard. No matter what anybody tells you, with the money, without the money, life is hard in general. We got to find ourselves in a place where we could be more trusting in other people and have trust enough to work for other people and do this for other people and feel good inside about it. Because nowadays people ain't feeling right. People ain't feeling right. I want you guys to take that with you. I check out the video that I did. I really need some love on that video on sex trafficking, man. They stealing our kids. They stealing the young folks. They just staring their minds because, let me tell you, man, if you're touching something and that can make you pass out, this is the type of demonic stuff that you have to be aware of. And as much as people think, the reason why I try to tell the youth is because they don't know how we lived. We didn't have to go through all of this. Yes, it was happening. But we wasn't the vocal point of these things. And I'm going to tell you why. Social media sexualized a lot of things. So now when your little daughter get on there and she prancing and she got her booty out, yeah, there's going to be a, yes, she's shaking her booty for her group of her age group. But then you got perverts and these other guys out there looking in now because everybody's on one platform and you don't know what's in their mind. Now that same mental thinks that that whole generation of people is like that. And they go out there and they snatch up somebody's daughter and do whatever to them. And they take him off and now that family has trauma. It's deep, y'all. Just because you might see a chick or a guy that you can get with and yeah, you're flirting with him, but you're also flirting with the hundreds of other people that's going to see you flirting. Be mindful of what you do on social media. If you really love somebody, you don't want everybody to know. You keep that and you get there without everybody seeing what you're doing. Because if you're the first person to flirt with that person, you ain't going to be the last. So be mindful of what you do and do it right, because there's people out here, they're drugging people and they're taking them all sorts of places for these rich folks that they can't get up in bed and they can't perform correctly with their wives. They don't even know what love is about because they haven't even treated their own partner, so they got to lay down and force people to sleep with them. That's the thing that I can't stand about these people. They take advantage of people. Never in my life I had to force some female to like me or force a female to sleep with me. What kind of nonsense is these people on? When you do that and you take from God's creations and you keep hurting people's soul, that's when your soul is gonna burn internally. And it's gonna take you up to places where you never imagined, because you are dark. You are dark. There's a dark side of social media. I don't like it. And we are ending up in these spaces because people from our side is getting hurt and fooled by these people. So we gotta talk about it. I refuse not to talk about it. None of these guys scare me. None of them. And you have to be powerful in who you are and know that anything can happen to anybody. There's nobody on this earth living on this earth that nothing can't happen to them. Don't you know the Most High controls it all? That's the person that's going to have control of what's going to happen next. He knows. Life is deeper than just a puzzle or a chess game. Life is something that is being created differently, and there's no pattern structure to the obstacles of life. Anything can happen. We can't control the weather. People think they can go out there and put these types of things in the ground and think they can control things. They can't control anything. They're just trying to find out what is going on because they feel like, where's the Most High? They're looking for him, looking for him. The Most High, all you got to do is sit within yourself and you can speak to him. But I can't hear him back. You ain't in your deep thoughts. You asking for something. You asking for money. Don't you see how many miracles happen every day? You don't get to see those miracles. A girl could probably got hit by a car, but she turned around and she forgot her hat upstairs with her scarf. She put on her hat and scarf, and she went on along her day, but she didn't know if she didn't go back and took the time to take her hat and scarf, she was going somewhere. She's going to get hit by that car. That's a miracle. Just because you ain't see it don't mean that it ain't happening. It's happening. It's happening. Our godly strength, we understand our superpowers. There's people out there every single day that have the same superpowers, the same time of day, and they don't know their structure themselves. So they go on and everything is like odd to them. Everything is new to them. And these are the things that you're supposed to naturally know before you even go out there. It's wicked out there. Come on now. We know better than that, and we have to structure ourselves better than that. Don't keep getting caught with these people foolishness. I told you, if you're going to travel, you make sure your health is conditioned for whatever you're doing. It's not just about taking a plane. It could be a boat too. It could be a boat. You get sick on that boat and now you're not the same when you get off that boat. Let me tell you something, you guys. Be mindful of who you are before you start worrying about who other people are. You'll attract everything to you when you know who you are. Love will stay by your side. And everybody right now you see that's jumping in relationships and it look good, you wait it out. It's a feeling. It doesn't just snap happen like that. Sometimes it takes God throwing you the same mistake until you get it. Oh shoot, I can't make this mistake. You are the strongest being on this earth. We are all here together. No matter how we differentiate ourselves, we're all here together and we all got to work together. A little bit of something you got can help me out and a little bit of something I got can help you out. Why not? Let's bust it up. Why not? Don't get caught up in me versus her or all of that stuff. All of that type of energy, that's the type of energy that you start losing sense of who you are because you start comparing yourself. There's nobody that you could compare to, baby. You can't compare that. You're a one of one. Don't let life start adding all these things that make us the same after you don't know who you are. Find out who you are, and all those add-ons, they don't change who you are. Love yourself. These are things that these words are meaningful. Instead of kill, 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 kill. You keep saying kill, kill, kill. Guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna get killed. Ain't nobody tougher than you. You gotta exercise your mind and get there though, man. You ain't ready for that fight. You're not ready for the fight. Go back and go over your training. Start doing your mental training. So you didn't read books yesterday. You're reading books today, right? So now you'll read books. Go get a book. Don't let nobody tell you. When you're going off to work, you put your little book in your pocket, your book in your backpack, and you read it. And it make you feel good. It take you out of what's going on in this real time and put you in a place where you can understand. After you finish reading a certain amount of books, you can read your spiritual. Because you don't have to look outside to see what's going on. You can all picture it up here. It's exercising your imagination. Some people know their superpowers and they go off with it. And people don't realize, oh, how is he so good? How did Jordan fly through the air and he beat everybody? Because he took his superpowers, and when you're in that state, everything you do is going to come out correct, every hit. That's why they say just pass him the ball. Y'all remember, it was about 5 seconds left. The coach called everybody. He was trying to set a play. Jordan slapped the playbook out of his hand. Pass me the ball. You know what you got to do. It's 10 seconds left, and you writing down a playbook? Ain't nothing to write down on that book. Pass me the ball, man. Let me. It's me and God out here, man. Pass me the ball. He made the shot, won the game. It's the energy. He controlled his energy. Everybody else was just playing the sport. He understood when he gets in this type of zone, every shot he put up is going to go. Once you learn yourself and you work hard at it, you become who you want to be. Not who they tell you are. You can't tell me who I am. I know who I am. I'm working on who I am, and I'm learning more about me as the days go on like you should. But you to sit here and tell me who I am, no, that's not the type of energy we on over here. That ain't what this is about. That ain't what this is about. This is about letting all these other things that distract you from being who you are, you wiping them out. That's the true unbothered energy, not just not caring about things. No, we care too much. That's the reason why we're here. We care too much. We let things hurt us that has nothing to do with us. And that's where you have to formulate yourself. Start from there and start shaving that stuff off right now. It's not even worth it in these times. It's not worth it. I've been there, y'all. I've been there. I've been shot at, almost killed. The same 9 shots. I've been through it. I've been through it. But when I sit up here and you look like, oh, he looked like he got... No, I'm not going to sit up here like a tough guy because I made it out. No, there's a lot more to come that I have to get through. So just be wise about what you're doing, man. I hate to see our people hurt. And shouts out to ASAP Rocky. Everybody that just was in tough situations, their mind, because I would have threw up in the morning. 24 years. I would have threw up in the morning. I ain't hiding to tell you. I would have threw up in the morning. Stomach hurting. Hit the bathroom a few times. I ain't feeling good, man. I ain't feeling good today, man. I feel like them people want to take me away from my family, man. I ain't feeling that. I ain't feeling that, man. Especially when it comes to the Fenty family. You had that extra power of God. You know, it's just like when Jordan hit that shot, it's like, yeah. Never lose. Never lose. We never lose. We unbothered. Stay unbothered, y'all. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm going to promise you, today I'm going to drop a video for you guys. I'm just feeling that good about you guys. And thanks for tuning in, man. Always showing up for me. Because these people ain't showing up for us. So do what you got to do and get yourself straight. Get yourself straight, man. All right? Love you guys, and share this video. Let people know that the energy is out there. There's somebody out here that's not really just concentrating on the views and concentrating more on the viewers. Yeah. Love you, man. Till next time, it's your boy Mickey Fenty, a.k.a. Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right